Jess?
No, I switched it.
Well, you don't want to smile much. You shy your head away a little bit because you're embarrassed about the way that looks. I have my daughter's wedding coming up. You don't want to smile in front of people and laugh out loud. I had the implants done. The results I had were amazing. He had several.
Oh no. What's that? 202. This is first, huh?
The ESPN app, now with ESPN Plus. Get more ESPN and download now. This is SportsCenter at night.
More drama from the Celtics locker room. Kemba's comeback surge lights a fire in Kyrie, while the Sea star called out his head coach. John Morant's tournament run comes to an end. Brilliant for a game. His college career likely over. The best of Morant at Murray State. Plus, who dared to trash talk Zion and the one seed with the toughest test ahead? That's SportsCenter right now.
If winning is a relief, it's time to retire.
Look out!
Torches us every time we play him.
SportsCenter is on your television or any other available screen. Teamed with Steve Levy, I'm John Anderson. Thanks for having us. Blowouts in the tournament and a rout in the NBA we should have seen coming because the Warriors were down to just 4 All-Stars.
You know, there was some serious March Madness in the West region. The hopeless University of Dallas visiting Golden State Community College. No Steph, load management trick. But they still had Kevin Durant. The Warriors hosting Luka Doncic in this one. This was all Dallas. Luka started off. I will set the tone in your face. Mavs are up 16-7. Luka hits the 3. Next possession, Luka step back. Again, good. The Mavs up 22-7. Somebody check the live odds. Luka also facilitating his teammates in this one. Hey, it's Dirk. Knocks it down. Dirk had a big night too. Luka again to Dirk. Another jumper. And then Luka to Maxi Kleber. hits the three. Another Luka assist to three. Doncic created 25 points on assists. And then he played some defense, too. Check him out against Durant. Contests the jumper, then grabs the board. Durant guarded by Luka. Great defense. Another board. Durant 0 for 5 when guarded by Doncic in that first half. Warriors were down 28 at the break. Largest home halftime deficit under Steve Kerr. And Doncic had his 6th career triple-double. More Dirk in the Mavs in the third. Nails the three. Steve Nash was in the hizzy. And here he is on Dirk.
My all-time favorite Oracle moment is back in '99 when my buddy Dirk Nowitzki scored his first career bucket here in Oracle. Since then, he's got 31,000 points, and I think he's having a flashback, so we might want to guard him tonight.
Indeed. Dirk wasn't done in the fourth. It's 116-76 on the Warriors' home court. Nash and the Oracle crowd love the Dirk display. He had 21 season high. It's all they got to enjoy. Draymond, what gives?
Just got punched. Is it a little strange to you that you guys have been so good at home throughout, and this year there's been like these games like this? Is it just odd, a weird feeling, and can you explain it at all?
It's not odd at all. I mean, I think everybody in that locker room has gotten their asses beat at home before. You know.
We just couldn't pull together, after that slow start, and we never could get any traction in the game. We just got to flush this one down the toilet and move on to tomorrow. Not much else to do.
Two-handed flush.
Yep.
Get the Pistons on Sunday. The Warriors lost by 35. Their second worst loss, worst home loss, second worst loss overall under Steve Kerr. Last season, the Jazz beat them by 40. This is the worst loss at home for the Warriors since losing by 37 against the Spurs in 2007. And this was, again, at home against the Mavericks club, only the Suns worse in the West.
Kemba Walker, or simply Kemba. He won a natty with UConn, picked 9th in the same draft that Kyrie Irving went number 1. Celtics, Hornets. Boston's lost 2 in a row. They're working on a 4-5 thing in the East. There's Kemba heating up, step back there in the second quarter for 3. You see as he puts Robert Williams on skates. So he's feeling it early, but they needed him late. The Hornets trailed by as many as 18 points in the fourth quarter. So 18, you figure we should be safe. We should be able to walk this dog home and know it was just a dog. There's Kemba. Starts the comeback. The lead's 15. Kemba actually missed on occasion, but that's all right because there's Miles Bridges to clean him up. 13-point game. Hornets' next trip down the floor. They're at the Hive, and the buzz is palatable. It's a 10-point game. Less than 5 to play. Marvin Williams still in the league. Marvin Williams, there we go. If you take 2 shots at it, the second one's usually good. So now we're into single digits. Walker, I'll just shoot that for 3. All right, so now if you're Boston, the cheese is awfully binding. 2:13 to play. Walker, Kyrie Irving tried to get there, didn't. Hornets, it's a 2-point game. Kyrie, let's guard him.
It's one-on-one. I have pride. Down the stretch, try to come in and help as much as possible. We should have probably trapped him a little bit more like every other team does in the league. But we didn't. Torches us every time we play him, so it's no surprise.
That was salty right there. Coach, anybody? Game plan? Is that on the whiteboard? Double him, trap him. Kemba shakes off Jason Tatum to hit the step back again. Throws a little crossover in there as well. Hornets down to 117, 115 minute to play. I think we know what's happening here. Kemba for 3. On his way to a 36-point night. It was 6 of 13 from behind the arc. 11 rebounds, 9 assists. The Hornets stormed back to win by 7. A crushing loss for the C's. Everything was going fine for Boston until the final 8 minutes. Then the Bugs went on a 30-5 run to close out the game. 30-5. It wasn't make it, take it. It was 30-5 regular basketball. Walker, 18 points during the stretch, 6 for 10 from the field. The Celtics, as a team, they made 2.
To the Mall in Hartford, the former home of the Hartford Whalers, Murray State and Florida State. Everybody talking about Ja Morant. Crossover, knocks down the 3. Morant's been the buzz of the early tournament. We all knew about Zion, but people are still coming around on Morant. Made his first 5 threes. Leonard Hamilton, how do you cover him?
We came to the conclusion that Morant was almost virtually unguardable. But so we had to make sure that we defended the other guys who that fed off of him.
Morant likely his final college basketball game, the drive and the dish. Again, because everybody was all over him, but there's the block on defense. Fiondu Kabengele got him. Then Morant to Shaq Buchanan, and blocked by Devin Vassell. Florida State, they win 90-62. They advance on to the Sweet 16. Back to Morant. He scored 28 in this one. His teammates just did not come through as they did in Murray State's first-round win. The Racers shot just 4 of 13 off of Morant's passes against Florida State compared with 16 of 25 in the first round. Seminoles' Terrence Mann, a big part of that was Seth Greenberg.
Preparing for John Morant, what was your focal point?
Don't let him pass to his open teammates. You know, we wanted to try and stop him from finding them, kind of stick to them and not let him get in the lane and find them, rather than let him get in the lane and try and score. And the game plan was a great game plan.
I'll say I was just hurt, not being able to take the floor with these guys for the rest of the season for another game or possibly 2, 3, 4. But it's been a great season. I really was just thinking back on what all we have accomplished this year, and I say I was more hurt not being able to play with these guys for the remainder of the season.
Have to think he's a top 3 pick, maybe top 2. Florida State will be making consecutive Sweet 16 appearances for the first time since 1992 and 1993. They will face off against the top seed in the West, Gonzaga. Zags beat Baylor, marking the first time 2 teams will meet in the Sweet 16 consecutive years since Kansas and Illinois in 2001-2002. That got us to thinking. Flash it back to last year, Sweet 16. Florida State, Gonzaga. There's Terrence Mann, just heard for him. Gets the ball on the 3-point line. Matches up with Rui Hachimura. Goes into the lane and finishes. We could see that matchup next week. Later, Mann finishes strong over Hachimura. With 6 minutes to go, Seminoles were up 6. Mann, little pump fake, drives, and throws it down. Mann had 18 points. He remembers. Under 2 minutes to go. Fiondu Kabengele, 2-handed slam to Issac. Florida State won by 15. Everybody's back for more.
They're a really good team, and they're gonna demand our best, and that's exactly what we want. I don't think we'd want it any other way. And it just so happened that we got Florida State again in the Sweet 16, and we kind of have a special itch to take care of against them.
They put it on us pretty good last year. Obviously we didn't have Killian, we didn't have Brandon Clark, so we're a much different team. But they played great tonight. I got to see some of their first half action in the locker room, and they shot the heck out of it. So we're going to have to play great if we want to move on.
Well, the champ was still playing. Villanova, Purdue in the second round, and the Paint Crew had it going. Carson Edwards, deep 3, wears 3, makes 3. Edwards just getting started. 27-20, Edwards stepping back, nailing it. He had 17 at the half and then kind of got warm and did better in the second half. Baseline, nobody cuts him off. Reverse, that's in one more time, even in slow motion. Extra fancy. The lead grew to 26. Edwards, 3-pointer. He got up to 30. In the end, this will be the second largest loss by defending champ in tournament history. 26 points. Michigan lost to Loyola by 34. Edwards had 42. That's the most against the defending champ in NCAA tournament history. And the most by anybody in any game in 15 years. And there you go. How's your bracket if you're the defending champ? It's not great. We said second worst loss, 1990. Michigan lost by 34 against Loyola Marymount.
Still to come. Tonight, likely the end of the college career. Coming up, we'll take a look back at the best moments from John Morant before he goes pro. Due to time constraints, maybe we'll show every single slam he's ever had.
Yes.
And they are remembered for avoiding the disastrous. Saturday, we add another to the list of best near misses in sports. We'll show it to you. What else but next on Sports Center.
This is your invitation to be our guest. This is the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Lease the 2019 RX 350 for $399 a month for expenses to save over $46.
He hears the that kid, by the way, the job's done.
This is the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Should. Somewhere between terrifying and exceptionally humorous, IndyCar Series Austin, Texas, Marcus Ericsson hits a turn too quickly, and look at the poor safety crew member who was in the porta-john relieving himself. He hears the screams of terror and has to get out before the job's done. Zip up and zip out of there, pal. You got to go. That is he literally had to go. Close call right there. That could have been disastrous for a lot of ways, but he got out of there. Of course, any number of close calls throughout the history of sports. This is another one that we all remember. Dusty Baker's son Darren got a little close there. JT Snow to the rescue. Saves the day, saves a run, I guess. Look out, gets Sparky. Drags him. That kid, by the way, is an adult now.
Yeah. You're old. Lightning and Blue Jackets, our pal Pierre Maguire, sideline rink reporter. Bam. You can't get any closer with a puck. That almost hit his glass. Like, no, actually his glass is. That would have been a bad thing.
Winter Olympics. We're racing on our snowboard when Danielle bling. There goes a squirrel. You get all kinds of squirrels out there. They get on football fields. They got on Indy at the Brickyard. Look at that. She nearly skied over that little thing, which isn't terrible because them's good eating. I don't know if you knew that, Leafs.
No. Speaking about football, before the Sugar Bowl, Bevo, the Texas mascot, breaks down the fencing in front of him, going after Georgia's Uga. Texas would win on the field as well, defeating Georgia 28-21 in the Sugar Bowl.
How about Joel Embiid going up and over Regina King, who at that point I don't believe was an Oscar winner. There she is. She's now the Academy Award winner, and Embiid up over. I remember, I don't have the Twitter. I was checking yours and Butchie's, but that's where she came on. She's like, I'm okay. Everything's fine. I think we're going to show you that right here. King, yeah. Thank you, God, and Joel Embiid for his athletic abilities. The crisis averted.
Well, it's good that I saved that life, I guess.
Yeah, see, there it is. That's the Twitter. Yes. And again, if you need me on Twitter, I'm at Levy.
76ers and Hawks. Trae Young was feeling it early.
Is it the real Steve Levy?
No, it's just at ESPN Steve Levy.
Okay.
Team guy. ESPN comes first. By Tobias Harris. Young. Pulling up. Hits the three. Trae Young doing his thing. Right up and over T.J. McConnell. Young finished with 21 points, 8 assists in the first half. Hawks led by 6 at the break. Under 2 minutes to go now in the game. Hawks down by 1. Young decides, why not? Sure. Hawks regain the lead. Next Sixers possession. Jimmy Butler. All right, so Young's still figuring out the defense there. Butler gets it to go. We're tied at 125. Just over 3 seconds left. Hawks in the inbounds. Pass to Young. Drives, and the teardrop floater goes with 1/10 of a second. Here's how it sounded the ATL.
Trae Young in the middle. 2 seconds. 1. Trae, a floater. It's good! With 1/10 of a second left. Trae Bridges. Trae Bridges. Trae Young scores. Trae Young, ladies and gentlemen. Doncic who?
Timely. Doncic, of course, was drafted 3rd overall. Trae Young went 5th overall. Young's 5th 30-10 game of the season, tied with Steph Curry and Michael Jordan for the most such games by a rookie over the last 35 seasons.
Women's tournament, unlimited video, second day, first-round games. The defending champion, Notre Dame against Bethune-Cookman. Irish starting 5, most points by a group of players in D1 history. And then you've got Arika Ogunbowale, hero of both the semis and the final game. She was making those threes, but at the buzzer to win games. Notre Dame up 29. Ogunbowale finishes with 23, 8 of 15. Notre Dame wins at 92-50, so an easy walk in the first round for the defending champion Fighting Irish.
UCLA 1-18 all-time against Tennessee. 4th quarter, UCLA was down 1. Watch closely. Lindsay Corsaro gets elbowed in the face. And she's leaking oil. Bloody nose. She get right back on the court.
Hockey player.
She's tough. 5 minutes left, the 4th. UCLA down 3. Corsaro comes back to drain the 3 from the wing. Tied at 67 a minute later. Corsaro from the corner, another 3. Picks up her nose plugs after the shot. UCLA a 3-point lead. Put those plugs back in. Two and a half minutes left. UCLA is up 4. Coursero over the middle to Kennedy Burke for the layup. How about Lindsey Coursero, career high 18, and UCLA wins 89-77. They advance.
Lower body injury. NCAA Women's Championship continues Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. ESPN2 has all the games. Louisville, top seed, the Albany Regional, taking on Michigan in the second round. Also Mizzou, Iowa. That's a 2-o'clocker. This game also live on the ESPN app, so you can watch it anywhere you wish.
You probably know this. It was UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus. The main event from Nashville. Stephen Thompson, Anthony Pettis, the welterweight debut for Pettis. First round. Thompson landed the kick and follows with a flurry of strikes, and then later Thompson going for the spin kick right there, connects to the blocking hands of Pettis. Watch the high spin kick. Strong first round for the heavy favorite, Stephen Thompson. I call him Wonder Boy. Last 10 seconds of the second round. Pettis, showtime, up against the fence.
Oh.
He was down and out, goes for the Superman punch, and Thompson is knocked out cold. Pettis, the KO victory. Just 5 seconds left in the second round. Pettis drops Thompson, the old Superman punch. Pettis then checking on Thompson after the fight. You good? We're good. Pettis' first career win at welterweight. His weight was an issue all week. Current UFC champion, heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier now joins us from one of my favorite cities, Nashville. So we watched Wonder Boy tonight. He was the biggest favorite on that massive card. I thought he was complete control, and then all of a sudden, Showtime, what I thought was out of nowhere with a stunning blow. Tell me your reflections on that knockout tonight.
Steve, it was crazy. It epitomizes what MMA is, though. Wonder Boy was cruising. He was the bigger fighter. He seemed to be the better fighter, more accurate and faster. But as he walked Pettis to the side of the octagon, 5 seconds left in round 2, Pettis throws a Superman punch, wraps it around, knocks Wonder Boy Thompson out completely. It was stunning to watch a guy go up in weight class and knock out the number 4 contender, a guy who had fought for the UFC championship on 2 different occasions in the second round. It was absolutely stunning.
I feel like I spoke with Ariel all week long about the moving up on the weight class from 155 to 171 after he lost, I think, 6 of the previous 9 at the lower weight class. So how big a deal was moving up the factor in tonight? Do you expect him to stay there?
Well, he says that he wants to stay at 170 as of right now. But Anthony Pettis is open to fighting either weight, 55 or 70. He's kind of a road warrior right now. He says that his new fighting style is intended to just make people scream. The crowd here was going crazy for Anthony Pettis. In his last fight, the crowd was going crazy. He's adopted a new fighting style that is just so fan-friendly. He's going to continue to fill out arenas.
Daniel, you know, I'm told in my ear that I have an extra minute or two. I wondered if this might be a good time for you to announce anything. Is there something you'd like to share with our audience?
You know, man, I don't have a fight exactly scheduled yet, but I got my eyes on Brock Lesnar. I may go to the WWE's, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I may go cost him his title over there so he can hurry up and get to the UFC so I can beat him here.
All right, whatever it is you decide, whenever you decide it, please let me know first, okay?
I will for sure, Steve. No one else gets it. Ariel's old news in with Steve Levy. You're the man.
All right, Daniel Cormier, thank you very much. The heavyweight champion, waiting on a date.
Leaves his cutting edge in the combat sports. As Zion Williamson met his match, Duke's next opponent talking a little trash to the freshman sensation. We'll hear how Zion responded next. And we'll stand next to these guys when they're very tall.
If you have a garden, you know weeds are low-down little scoundrels. Don't stoop to their level. Draw the line with the Roundup Sure Shot wand. It extends with a protective shield and targets weeds more precisely. It lets you kill what's bad right down to the root while guarding the good. Roundup Sure Shot wand. And to stop weeds before they start, also try Roundup Landscape Weed Preventer. Roundup brand. Trusted for over 40 years.
I was the most handsome man in our village.
His village was very badly affected by leprosy and the plague.
That's true. One night, I was awoken by this horrible clawing at the window, and I thought, who the hell is that? because I live on the 3rd floor. I threw back the curtain when I saw the most beautiful woman I had ever seen.
Every road.
716-044.
Christian, affordable.
Had their doors blown off at home by the sad sack Dallas Mavericks tonight. 35-point loss, their worst home loss under Steve Kerr. Dates back to the 2014-15 season. They trailed by 38 through 3 quarters, their largest differential since November of 2001. Take that. Entering Saturday's matchup, the Warriors had a 21-win advantage over the Mavericks, who are already eliminated from postseason contention. Golden State's 35-point loss, the 4th worst by a team with a 20-win advantage over their opponent. Now, it wasn't all about the Warriors being bad. Dallas has a player or two like Luka Doncic, who recorded his 6th triple-double, second most by a player prior to his 21st birthday. Only Magic has more. Doncic has also gotten a triple-double against 3 of the 4 best teams in the NBA. On January 27th, against the Raptors, first teenager with a 30-point triple-double. 6 days prior, Doncic notched his first career triple-double on the road,
10 points, 10
and he did it against Anderson's Bucks. He joined Markelle Fultz as the only teenagers with a triple-double.
Pistons Blazers, playoff caliber teams working on conference seeding over the last 10 games. Damian Lillard averaged 31 points, 13.5 assists since C.J. McCollum's injury, and there's that Dame Lillard again. Knocks the three-pointer down. Tied at 16. There he hits another one. First quarter, good work there. 11 points, 4 assists, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Fourth quarter, Trailblazers down 4. Lillard helping. A little lead there for Maurice Harkless. 109-107. Next time down the floor, Little again dishing. Use of Nurkic. So we're tied at 109. Remarkably, the Pistons stayed in this game without making baskets in the highlight. Lillard got it and won. He's fouled. 28 points, 9 assists. They're up 4. Harkless to Nurkic again. 115-109. They expand it, and with 10 to go, Trailblazers blocked. Now Farouk Amino eventually gets it, and he knows what to do it. Finish them off. Blazers win at 117-112 on their home floor. Aminu 22-7. So 8 teams in the West pretty much set. The positioning decidedly not. Rich Creamy's at the top while the Warriors are a half game back now. Blazers continue to close in the Rockets 4-3. Thunder, Jazz, Clippers, Spurs. That's the old roll of the dice right there with 9 games left to play. How they will finish 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Anderson's from the Midwest, and here we go. Kentucky and Wofford, second half. Cats up 6. Ashton Higgins, the floater, knocks it down. Now, Wofford's trying to make a comeback, but Fletcher McGee struggled. McGee can't hit. McGee entered Saturday with the most threes made in Division I with 158. Fletcher McGee couldn't buy a basket. 0 for 12.
You know, I think some of it definitely was their good defense, and mainly a lot of it was just me being off with my shot.
McGee, the most attempts from 3 without a make in an NCAA tournament game. Even without him, Wofford hung around, lost just by 6. Entering the NCAA tournament, Kentucky was averaging nearly 77 points, shooting 36% from beyond the arc. Without P.J. Washington in the tourney, the Wildcats hitting just 26% of their threes, averaging fewer than 10 assists. As for P.J.'s immediate future, Coach Cal with our Alyssa Len.
Do you feel like PJ got enough rest? Are you hopeful for him in the Sweet 16?
I'd like to see him come back and play, but only if he's healthy enough to do it. We are what we are. I mean, and this team is good enough. If he comes back, great for him. And then for us, it'd be nice, but, you know, I'm not pushing.
You and Auburn in the Midwest as well. Winner gets to play in the Sweet 16 in Kansas City, 44 miles from Allen Fieldhouse. Good D there by Chumo Kiki. And Jared Harper will finish on the other end with the dunk. Auburn up 10, and they would expand it from there. Wow, Bryce Brown hits the 3. It was 51-25 Tigers at halftime, largest halftime deficit for KU in their tournament history. Auburn, good ball movement. Brown hits that one. Tigers win it easy, 89-75. Brown finished with 25, and KU's season finished in the second round, and these two are headed to KC Mo. Auburn reaches the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2003. And the Tigers face the winner of the North Carolina-Washington game. Kentucky, Sweet 16 for the 27th time. It's almost a birthright there for the folks from the Bluegrass State. They take on the winner of Houston and Ohio State.
Me, I'm from the East, as you might know. Michigan State taking on Minnesota. Cassius Winston finds Kenny Goins for 3. And then Winston to Xavier Tillman for the alley-oop. 22-11, Sparty. Next possession, Winston ahead to Tillman. Sure, why not? Winston had 7 assists or helpers in the first half. Next possession, Winston driving to the post, muscles it up and in. He assisted or scored on 20 points in the first half. Minnesota totaled 19 in the first half. Sparty by 20.
Maryland's coach got teed up. LSU was up 15. We pick it up 16 minutes later. We're tied at 67. Tremont Waters with 1.6 seconds left. The winner. Eric Ayala fires it in desperation for the Terps. No, sir, that's not anything to be worried about for LSU. Waters, too good on the final play around the big guys and lays it in. Talk to me.
Coach Benford and coaching staff, and actually my teammates said they wanted me to take the shot, so we just held the ball out. Nas came into the screen, and I made a play.
He finished with 12. It appeared they loved him for the last 2 mostly. LSU hangs on, wins to advance, 69-67. They return to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2006, when they also reached the Final Four. It's also the second time LSU and Sparty will face one another in the NCAA tournament. The Sweet 16, 1979. The Spartans, led by Magic Johnson.
Wow.
Greg Kelser defeated the Tigers on their way to winning the national title. Remember, they won that out there in Utah over Indiana State, Larry Bird. Now we're golfing our way towards the Masters. Valspar Championship. We're 3 weeks out from Augusta.
Goes
to Morant for the tomahawk dunk.
Your college career as short as your first name. We'll see you soon at the next level, pal.
Backdoor, he goes to Morant for the tomahawk dunk. 20 for Morant.
He's one of the most exceptional players that I've had a chance to watch play. A guy like Magic Johnson, who got so much joy from making the game easy for his teammates. Exceptional players that I've had a chance to watch play. A guy like Magic Johnson, who got so much joy from making the game easy for his teammates.
Urban Magic Johnson is in the building to get a close-up view of Ja Morant.
Can Ja Morant win it here for Murray State? Spinning. He gets the foul and the basket.
This is the reason why these NBA execs are here.
Belmont, Murray State for the 2019 Conference Championship. Murphy denied. Spectacular block shot by Ja Morant. He gets it back, attacks, uses the left hand again. He's going southpaw one more time. Murray State, the first to punch its ticket into the 2019 Big Dance. Backdoor cut, Morant. Oh, 250 jam. Anybody else around the country who had a chance to watch him, now they know nationally that this kid is the real deal.
According to NBA draft analyst Jonathan Givony, he's on the payroll here. Morant projected to go number 3 overall to the Suns. 5 assists per game this season. So Phoenix, not that great.
That looks like a great day to go fly.
Ignition sequence start.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have a liftoff.
It's the science show. Put him on the rhythm, you know, we don't stop. Are you serious? Science up to the mountaintops. The elevator man.
There you go. Take a good look at it, people, because I know what you're thinking. Who's the short guy next to Central Florida's Taco Fall?
Me?
Not Levy, the Duke kid. Now, you figured a 7'6" fellow wouldn't have a whole lot of defensive worries in his life, but the Duke kid's one of them.
You know, John, 7'6" or 6'7", what's really the big difference? Turns out to be multi-millions. But not Sunday when these two giants meet for a trip to the Sweet 16. Remember, UCF isn't just a football school. Taco told Andy Katz he won't allow Zion to put me on one of his highlight reels. Williamson took both the tall and intellectual road with his response.
What is he supposed to say? Like, is he supposed to say, I'm going to dunk on him? Like, he said the right thing. Like, it's not like he came out and just said it himself. Like, that's the media asking him those questions. But I'm not really focused on that. I'm you know, just focus on trying to help my team win the game.
I don't want that game to be about me and Zion. It's, you know, obviously it's very exciting. You got a guy who's 7'6", you got a guy who's another guy who's a freak athlete, very talented. But at the end of the day, it's a ball game. It's basketball. We can't make it bigger than what it really is. And I don't want it to be like a freak show between Zion and I. It's bigger than that. It's UCF versus Duke.
Sean Farnham's life is madness right now. How many ESPN shows have you been on the first 2 days of the tournament? Radio, Twitter, all of it.
Probably like 15 to 16.
I was gonna go 160, but that's okay. Yeah. Let's take up the Zion Taco matchup that we have going there. Who has the bigger task here?
Well, I think it's Taco. And I go back to a great story Magic Johnson told me when we were at UCLA back in 1997 when we were going to take on Iowa State. Iowa State had a center by the name of Kelvin Cato who was long, he was athletic, he was a shot blocker. Yep. He said, you know one way to negate a shot blocker? I said, how? Go stick your knee right into his chest. And while Zion's not going to stick his knee in Taco's chest, what he's going to do is utilize his upper body strength. And when you watch the aggressive nature in which Zion plays with, he is going to go in and through Taco. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to dunk on him, and that's the big discussion that we're going to have, but he's going to be able to create space in the length and negate the length that Taco has by utilizing that upper body strength and that momentum to bounce through him and push him back and allow him to accelerate to the iron.
Right, because he gets in there, he's certainly skilled enough to handle himself in and around the basket. All right, let's go to the other #1 seed, because you got Duke UCF. Yep. Then you got Virginia's going to play Oklahoma, and UNC's up against Hop in Washington. Who's got the toughest game there?
Look, I think this tournament played out today as chalk and a little bit more chalk. You know, I don't think any of the 1 seeds will lose tomorrow. However, I think Washington could cause potentially the most problem for a 1 seed tomorrow. And the reason for that is because of the unique style. Now, UNC has an advantage. It's played against Syracuse. Coach Hopkins plays that Syracuse zone defense. But Matisse Thybulle's a difference maker. Leads the nation in steals on the season. He ranks 21st in the country in block shots. They look to run out of it. And then there's Jalen Norwell, who is one of the more underrated scorers in college basketball. His efficiency has been off the charts. 50% field goal percentage on the course of the season. Had 19 in their opening round game. 4 of 7 shooting from the field. Got to the free throw line 10 times. So the ability to draw fouls. Now, that zone, you're going to ask North Carolina, they're going to have to make shots from the outside. You're going to have to rebound in that zone, because if not, that's where Carolina can pummel you. I think Carolina's going to win the game, but I think it's going to be tighter than the other 2 1 seeds that play tomorrow.
Nice you to stump low for the Pac-12. Sean Farmer would like
champions.
He would like you to know his bracket is perfect. It's just some of the teams refuse to cooperate with his picks.
That's true.
Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon became great scorers in the NBA. But in college, I don't think either one of them could score like this kid.
Three-pointer, Jimmer, top of the key. He's feeling it.
Fournette for 3. Got it. What a play. Jimmer another one. Yes, he's doing it again.
Welcome back, Jimmer. Jimmer Fredette back in the NBA with the Suns after a 3-year absence against the team, the Kings, that drafted him. Jimmer Fredette, the pride of Glens Falls, New York. He's been to Poopy's. Great breakfast there. Made the jumper, was called for an offensive foul. Then later, pulls up, and the miss. Fredette 0 for 1. It's over 4 minutes of action. Less than a minute to go in the fourth. De'Aaron Fox off the steal. Windmills at home. Check it again. Showboating on the breakaway, and why not? Kings defeat the Suns 112-103. Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes led Sacto with 25 points each. But Jimmer Fredette is back in the NBA, and that's the news.
Unbelievable! Are you kidding me? It might be the play of the year. Oh my goodness! Look out! Three-quarter court, gone! Oh my! SportsCenter top 10.
We now live in a universe split down the middle. You gotta pick sides.
This is a new day for Axe Cap.
All I want is vengeance, and it will be had.
You don't put out this fire by pouring water on it, but by sucking oxygen out of the room. Slowly, invisibly, completely.
It's over.
This is the Averys. This is the Averys trying the hottest new bistro. Wait, and the hottest taqueria?
Grease.
the official
of Delta Shield spray.
Jeep Freedom Days, Security Dodge.
Amityville.
Your whole family can save on auto insurance from AAA. AAA insurance agents will get you protection you can count on from a name you trust. So no matter what your insurance needs are, we got this. Get a quote from AAA today.
Protect the Rim is brought to you by Orkin. Home is where the bugs aren't.
Give me some rim protection. Jazz taking on the Bulls. Bulls in transition. Chris Dunn. Blocked right there by Rudy Gobert. Jazz push it up the floor. No editing required. Joe Ingles and Donovan Mitchell for the slam. Check it again. Defense at one end. Gobert's block leads to offense. This is transition basketball at its best. Rudy Gobert with your block of the night. It's a bonus. The Jazz win 114-83.
Heat Wizards, Miami fresh out getting hammered in Milwaukee. The Wade County countdown. Travels to Washington, take on the Wizards. Got a standing ovation. He's running out of jerseys. Running out of games, running out of jerseys. Got Green hit from the corner. Facing Randall from beyond the arc. Wizards are up one. Here comes Wade. 7 minutes to go. Step back 3. Heat go up 7. Bam out of bio finds Wade. Give it to him. Listen, the guy can still play. He just can't play 35 minutes a night. Soft right there with the mid-range game. Heat up 5. Wade. Josh Richardson to Kelly Olynyk. Wade, 11 points in the fourth quarter. Heat win at 113, 108. Hang on to the ace spot so far in the East.
Scott Brooks, the Wizards coach, he said the NBA needs to fine the Heat for allowing him to retire. He's too good to retire. Hope he changes his mind.
I'm on that. SportsCenter's top plays here, number 10, Fred. It's not really a 10, it's a 9.975. Olivia Troutman, her first individual Big 12 championship, and OU wins his 8th.
At 9, you know, after each home win, the Carolina Hurricanes did a little storm surge skit, right?
Jerks.
March Madness, right? Look at this, little basketball, why not? You know, down there in Carolina, they like their basketball.
They do.
Trevor Van Riemsdyk off the pick and roll. Two-handed, well, one-handed slam. He got hops. Hurricanes win, they're no joke.
I realized Tobacco Road had been iced over. Michigan, Florida at number 8. Xavier Simpson threads the pass to Isaiah Livers. Good work there. Michigan, hail, hail, into the Sweet 16.
You think UFC, you think who?
You.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Stephen Thompson, Anthony Pettis. Pettis lunges off the cage and knocks out Thompson with a Superman punch.
Ouch.
Second round, knockout.
My jaw hurts. Number 6, Penguin Stars. Jared McCann, the pass. Spinning. There you go. And that's Antoine Hudobin.
You know what his nickname is?
I don't know. I was mesmerized by the spin. What do you have?
I don't know either.
Oh.
It's Hudobin. That's the top one.
To the McCann.
Yes.
The 10.
At 5, G League basketball. OKC's Dez Wells abusing the baseline. And this is a massive reverse. We don't get enough reverse slams. Wells in the blue win big, 138-107.
We also don't get a lot of triple behind-the-back passes. Number 4, high school lacrosse in Georgia. Peachtree Ridge and Centennial. Centennial here, 1, 2, 3. All those behind the back, and eventually Ryan Siracusa buries it for the goal. One of 22 they had in this one, 22-6. Centennial in a rout.
USL action coming in at 3. The Portland Timbers, Las Vegas Lights. Okay, you have my attention. Dairon Asprilla
kicking
for Portland. The self volley off his own chest, and then the bicycle kick. I mean, who hasn't done that? Portland wins 3-1.
Kicking's illegal in the NBA. Hawks, Sixers, 3.5 to go. We're tied at 127. At number 2, Trae Young with the winning 2. Bucket floater over Jimmy Butler. Young, such a good rookie. Really having a great second half. Hawks win by that bucket.
And at number 1, SEC baseball, Ole Miss and Missouri. Cooper Johnson of Ole Miss, liner to left, but Mizzou's Josh Holt Jr. That's the kind of defense you guys play.
Yeah, you don't want to go into High Simmons Field and play us.
You've been in that ballpark a lot, right? You spent a lot of time there?
Sure.
Mizzou lost. Don't get hung up on that. Get stuck on the top play, the number 1 play of the night. Kemba Walker's comeback surge. Too much for Kyrie to handle. While the Celtic star is blaming the coach, blaming his own head coach. That's next on the one and only ESPN SportsCenter.
All by yourself.
perfect deal for you in the $6 King Box. I'll pick 2 premium sandwiches for $6. You pick for 6, now with the big fish, only at Burger King.
This is your invitation to be our guest. This is the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Lease the 2019 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months. Now through March 31st.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
In 5 days.
Dumbo, Prince of the Elephants, fly with me.
A legend.
Let's put on a show.
Comes to life. Like never before. Rated PG. Get tickets now.
Let me get this straight. After a long day of hard work, you have to do more work?
Automatically sort your expenses and save over 40 hours a month.
Every day you're nearly fried to a crisp professionally.
You earned it. We're here to make sure you get it. QuickBooks, backing you.
You know when to speak up, when to listen up, and when to dress up. Good on you. Now at Men's Warehouse, take 60% off select suits, plus it's buy one, get one free on select items.
You're gonna like the way you look.
Blue Moon is a Belgian-style wheat beer, brewed with Valencia orange peel for a flavorful and refreshing taste that rises above.
You were born a girl. You will always be underestimated.
Don't give up.
Overlooked and ignored.
Good.
Use that. And be the girl no one saw coming.
He's trying to give you a normal life.
But I'm not normal, am I?
This is your invitation to a higher standard of luxury. This is the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Lease the 2019 ES 350 for $379 a month for 36 months. Now through March 31st.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
We all have a hunger to be a champion.
And for that Mamba mentality.
For the win!
Sweet 16 begins Friday.
George pulls up for three, buries it. Westbrook drives to the rim and lays it in. Mitchell puts it in.
The playoff push is on. Wednesday on ESPN. Presented by State Farm.
Your whole family can save on auto insurance from AAA. AAA insurance agents will get you protection you can count on from a name you trust. So no matter what your insurance needs are, we got this. Get a quote from AAA today.
It's called the first cut.
If meat could help them cross treacherous waters.
It can definitely help you work past 7. Power through. With help from the original protein. 100% beef Jack Link's jerky.
Your whole family can save on auto insurance from AAA. AAA insurance agents will get you protection you can count on from a name you trust. So no matter what your insurance needs are, we got this. Get a quote from AAA today.
It's a March evening in Des Moines. Round of 32 action. There's a lot of anticipation. I know it's building. Let's get this game rolling. Here we go. Here we go. Waters to his right. Hesitates. Goes to the basket. Swoops in with the layup. And they are piling on top of Waters. What a money shot. Headman and Clark, a furious jam. That was an all-star weekend show. Livers with the finish to the screen for Cassius Winston. The Kentucky Wildcats will move on to Kansas City.
Here comes your curtain call for John Morant, and very likely walks off into the NBA sunset.
Well, at least the first 2 games on Saturday were close. The rest were all won by double digits. Average margin of victory on Saturday, 15.5 points per game. That is the largest on a single day in the round of 32 since March 23rd, 2013. And tied for the 7th largest on any single day in the round of 32 all time. Looking forward to more madness on Sunday.
Penn State, again, national champs in wrestling. That's 4-8. in the last 9 years.
And Mom, shout out to you. Hope you feel better. Thinking about you. Some more Sports Center.
This is Sports Center AM.
Looking to the future with John Morant and Murray State now out of the tournament. When we'll find out John Morant's next move. Plus, we're predicting the future. Dickie V told us to pay close attention to Purdue, and they came through. Find out his biggest awesome baby moment so far, and hoping for the future. Why it looks like the Warriors are just waiting for the playoffs to start. Sports Center AM on your Sunday starts right now.
What is he supposed to say? Like, is he supposed to say, I'm going to dunk on him?
Look out!
So bad.
Well, it took 39 games, but the final perfect bracket was officially busted with number 6 Villanova falling to number 3 Purdue. My bracket was busted many, many days ago, so
what's wrong?
All set there. You know, Matt, while none of you are perfect, you are smart.